Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are in game number 5 between Leenock and Morrow. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. So we got Morrow spawning as the, blue Terran in the bottom middle position. And in the mid-right position, we have the red Zerg, Leenock from FXO. This is a TVZ on Metropolis.
Exactly, and the score so far is 1-2-3. Leenock already able to decide 3 maps in his favor, and Morrow with his back to the wall, he has to win 3 maps in a row if he wants to win the $400 for the first prize. So this is going to be quite a tough one. He showed a really nice performance on a couple of maps so far, but Leenock, especially with his 2 base all-ins, has proven to be quite the challenge for Morrow.
Yeah, and you know what? This map, Metropolis in particular, I think I really like it for Zerg, in my opinion. And the reason is because, especially with these positions, I should say, you're always going to be expanding away from your opponent. And that's the most important thing. If you can expand away from your opponent and you are a Zerg, it makes the pushes a lot harder. So we should see, Leenock trying to force it over towards the macro game, whereas Morrow should be trying to actually end it a little bit earlier, but we'll see. Anything can happen in the world of StarCraft 2.
It's actually really funny that you say that, because I was I could talk to Morrow a little bit when he was thinking about the maps that he would choose for the particular games, as he was staying at the GOM house, and he was just thinking about what was happening, and he thought, okay, well, I talked to him about a little bit about generally how he played versus Leenock, and he was, okay, so far what happened was that he played a lot of all-ins against me, a lot of strategies on 2 bases, a lot of early pushes, and he picked this map, as you just mentioned, because it is a macro map. He wants to see how Leenock fares in the macro game, because that was the only game that he won so far. He won the game on Antigua Shipyard. It was a long game where it went into a long macro game without those early pushes that we've seen on all the different maps. So let's see if Morrow's reasoning is actually paying off and if he can equal Leenock in the long run.
So interesting. I mean, obviously, every single player has their strengths and their weaknesses, and he's just identifying, Morrow is just identifying, hey, my opponent has not been able to keep up with me. Oh, this one SEV, it's like super glitched out at this point, but it's going to go down.
Did you see the barracks, by the way? Did you see what he did there? He went on the bottom ground with the barracks to build a marine so that he could trap that overlord in the main base. This is actually an ingenious move by Morrow. He was just building that barracks at the edge in order to do exactly this move. He was 100% sure that he could get an overlord with this, and it works out so well, and losing an overlord in the early game is such a big deal for a Zerg player.
Yeah, you can see he's in the red at this point, and you know what, he's just going to continue on, but with that nice little advantage, 1 SEV for an overlord, I'll take that exchange any day. But as I was saying, going towards this macro game, it's really interesting because I think the map favors macro for Zerg, but Morrow is so confident with his own macro that he's saying, bring it, let's go. I love macro games. I have a lot of just confidence in my ability to play at this end game stage and just make the better moves. Hopefully it pays off for him.
Yeah, so far we have Leenock just a little bit of scouting, and Morrow is already acting as he did the last few games. He's going for the factory and the Hellions. He has the command center. He needs to pay a little bit of attention to those Marines in the SCV, though. Oh, the SCV is dead. And you only kill 1 Zergling.
Yep, and in the meantime, he just started off 2 more Hellions. Where are his Hellions anyway? It looks like just 1 Hellion is over in the middle of the map. He's just trekking across the whole map, trying to make sure that those Zerglings are cleared up. I'm actually expecting him. Yep, there you go. The 3rd command center goes down.
Surprise, surprise.
I know.
I didn't see that one coming.
No, not at all. And it's tough because these Hellions want to take map control, but it's so hard to actually know that you have map control with how big it is. And the fact that Zerglings could be anywhere on this map. So that's why you see him just patrolling everywhere, looking for where any potential Zerglings could be. That way he can go take his 3rd a lot safer.
Yeah, that map is just huge, and as you mentioned, it's so hard to get map control, and Morrow is now trying to kill at least a bunch of those tumors, or let's face it, at least stop the creep spread just for now. We have +1 armor already for Leenock, and also the macro hatch, the third hatch. He's relying on this style that we've seen on so many maps already, and droning up like crazy already at 43, is adding 11 additional drones that would put him at 54 against 28 SCVs in just a second.
Right now, Leenock has more supply in drones than Morrow has supply. That is absolutely insane.
Okay, I actually didn't realize that until you mentioned it, but this is wow.
But yeah, that
is just wrong. That's just wrong. I mean, and I'm a Zerg player, but still, that's wrong.
You know, Queen Mechanics definitely helping out, especially with him, you know, delaying the creep tumors. He did kind of delay the creep tumors until the third queen. That helps out quite a bit because he can just keep injecting, keep getting more and more drones. That's why we have just such a huge amount of drones in both of these bases. They're very saturated. Actually, the natural is super saturated. I do believe, let me just check really quickly. No, it's perfectly, it's maximally optimally saturated. Nope, it's not optimal. Well, it's maximum saturated. Whatever the word is for that.
We have Leenock now once again with a lot of Zerglings and the Baneling Nest. Before he starts to attack though, he is making sure that he kills the destructible rocks at the top right so that he can access his base and defend it a little bit earlier, but the Hellions not there in time.
Yeah.
The hatchery is being built, and therefore no chance for Morrow to delay that expansion a little bit longer.
So he is going a Spire tech. He will have it ready by the 11-minute mark, I'm sure. Right now, normally is when, you know, Spire tech would actually be finished. But of course, we saw that the macro hatch went down and a ton of drones. But still, this is a pretty fast Spire considering he went macro hatch. Hellions in a lot of trouble in the middle of the map here. 2 of them already die, and he's going to chase the third one. But I think the Hellion will be fine. These Zerglings are going to be pushing probably into this third base. There's only a single siege tank over here. Is it going to be enough? These Zerglings might deny this third completely. Nice around. The Marines are completely trapped, and the siege tank goes down. Morrow might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Morrow is losing now a few of his Marines. He needs to be careful. That siege tank in the back finally able to shut down the stack though. But at the same time, we have more and more Zerglings being built for Morrow. He already has 34 additional ones in production. 28 are already on the map. The Spire is about to finish. Baneling speed is kicking in as well. And the Burrow upgrade. Once again, the Zerglings swarm the expansion. All the mules have to be drawn back. And this is really a lot of pressure. Leenock is applying once again.
Yeah, I mean, even on these big maps, Leenock is able to apply so much pressure. And look at this. He's actually going up against all these units. Only one siege tank right at the end. A little bit lucky of him. But, oh my god, additional Zerglings are going to be streaming in here. They're going to get this one siege tank. Morrow might be in a lot of trouble here. He's being overrun with so many Zerglings at this point. Will it be enough? The bunker actually goes down, but there's additional Marines at this top ledge. It's able to actually fend this off. He's just going to remake everything, but wow, this is an immense amount of damage being done in this early game stage. Is it enough, though? Look at the supplies. I mean, it's 80 to 97, income tap exactly. 73 to 60, so maybe all those attacks weren't too worthwhile.
Well, he lost a lot of resources, Leenock that is, 2,800 against 2,300. He didn't kill all that many SCVs, so in regards to the economy of Morrow, he is still very stable. We have only 5 SCV kills for Leenock, and right now, Morrow is on 63 harvesters against Leenock's 70. 3 bases for the Zerg, getting a 4th now, and at the same time, Morrow is on 3 bases, and he's in a quite comfortable position. Even though Leenock is applying all this pressure, he dealt very well with it.
You know, one thing I love, the trades actually help out the Mutalisk quite a bit because there's a lot of position to actually be holding, but I love the turret rings that exist. You can see just turrets everywhere scattered, and it makes it a lot easier for these Marines to actually manage the Mutas. We might even see these turrets being doubled up or tripled up. We might see them all next to each other just to make sure that the turrets stay strong in this mid-game stage, which we have progressed to. The 4th is being taken by Leenock, and we are in for a very, very huge macro game, Khaldor. This is without a doubt a long game.
Yeah, definitely, and I love it. And you are perfectly right about the missile turret. This is exactly what Morrow is doing right now. He realizes that this is what he needs to do in order to make sure that his main base is not constantly attacked by those mutalisks, so he's just planning down a lot more missile turrets. The Marines can now finally retreat, and Leenock won't be able to get into the main base of Morrow under any circumstances. So, very well done. Nice upgrades, by the way, for Morrow too. He's getting for going for +2 and armor and armor and attack. Here we go. Oh.
Well, the fourth base of Morrow finally finishes up. He's going to merge that into a little command center, and I do expect him to slowly start adding on command centers. That is something that Terrans do a lot of times when they're going to this macro mode, because you do not want to be investing too much supply into SEVs. That's what you want to kind of shy away from as much as possible. And there we go, command centers going down. 2 of them right in the front, actually making nice walls, so it'll help out quite a bit if there are any all-in, I shouldn't say all-in by any means, but if there are any pushes over here, he will be able to just funnel units a lot easier.
The funny thing is, check out the vision of Leenock and then look at the vision of Morrow. It's just such a huge difference. Leenock controls the entire map. He knows everything. And Morrow occupies maybe 10% of the map, and that's all he knows, that's all he sees. He has no idea what's happening, and it just looks like he's playing so defensive right now, which is exactly what he's doing. He's trying to establish a 4th base and just get into a position where he can max out a strong army and where he can get the perfect unit mix. And yeah, for him, it's really a battle being on the defensive now, while Leenock is just massing out, getting the whole map and trying to accumulate a force that can crush the defenses of the Terran player.
Yeah, and I look at this, Khaldor. He's at, well, he was at 135 supply forever. And obviously he had the bases to max out, but he chose not to. And it's really interesting because obviously he's just preparing for this massive Broodlord Corruptor Infestor force. He's just going straight to that Hive Tech and not having to, you know, obviously spend so much gas on the Banelings. It's going to be supercharged. It's going to be very strong. But of course, the Terran, Morrow, is able to actually prepare for that. So we'll see. Can he actually defend against this accurately? Is Morrow going to be able to clean up the Broodlords? The first initial battle, that's going to be the big test. After that, I think Terran does get a nice advantage, though.
The funny thing is that with 6 orbital commands, Morrow still has 89 SCVs.
Wow. That is a lot. Obviously way too much than it should be. He shouldn't be massing up in that many SCVs. He's throwing down 4 command centers. As I said, you know, this is just what you do in all your matchups. As you start to go into that super macro mode, you really want to focus on switching out those SCVs for a more mule-based mineral income.
And with all that mineral income, I'm really sure that Morrow is going to build a lot more missile turrets to the left in order to make sure, well, basically everywhere, just to build a wall so that all those mutalisks become obsolete, as Morrow is now trying to place down another expansion, which is occupied by a borrowed Zergling, by the way, so he will have to use 1 scan.
Well, 4 ghosts out on the field. We can see turrets just being surrounded. It's like we're playing big game hunters. I don't know if you played that or if that would exist in Warcraft 3, but it's basically it's like a no rush 40 minutes type of map where you just sit and do whatever you want. You make turret rings. It's like the ultimate noob match, but these players are anything but noobs.
Yeah, definitely. And there are the turrets that we are talking about. So a lot of turrets in order to prevent those mutalisks from attacking. They go in anyways, but have to deal with 3 additional missile turrets at the low ground. And here come the Marines too, stimming in. As the scan again, still that borrowed Zergling going strong, and the mutalisks are going into the turrets. Ooh,
and the Marines are going to be able to pick them off, but they don't actually get too much. Still, missile turrets everywhere. You can see he's actually sniping out this 1 starport. And this is like the most aggression we have. I mean, it's 20 minutes and 37 seconds in, but still, I mean, we haven't really seen any engagements other than this and the Zerglings, which is absolutely insane. It's like they actually like talked it over and said, okay, let's not fight for a while, and then let's just get a big economy, and then we'll actually start doing stuff.
Mutalisk against Vikings. Never a good idea to approach Mutalisk when you only have Vikings at your disposal. But now with the Marines, he's finally able to take down all those Mutalisks. And Leenock is happy to get rid of them, because at this point in time, they won't accomplish anything anymore. There are way too many turrets, so he can't harass with them. And freeing the supply is definitely working in his favor, as he can now just produce additional Corruptors. And talking about the long game, I can only say, Gretorp, I think this is just the calm before a storm, as Morrow already has 1 nuke and is now getting 2 additional ones, dropping at the top left. Uh-oh.
Yep, the Banelings are going to splatter. It looks like Morrow isn't going to be able to pick up in time. The Spinecrawlers are being merged as we speak, or mutated rather, as we speak. Now, keep in mind, Leenock, he will be only on 5 bases. And being on only 5 bases, you could basically only do everything you basically want to, especially with the 12 gas that he will have. It's like the amount of options for him is completely open. Like, he has the initiative, he has the ability to attack wherever he wants to. It's just he needs to choose something. At this point, we only see Broodlords coming out from him, and you know, against a Viking army, I'm not sure this is the best way to actually do it. 7 Vikings, 4 in production. You know what? These Broodlords might be in a lot of trouble, Khaldor. Well, he does have Corruptors, he does have Infestors. It's so hard to tell with this, man.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to know that we have, look at the resources, 3,300 for Morrow, 2,300 for Leenock when it comes down to the minerals, 1,000 gas for both of them. We have a Nidus network being built now, tons of Banelings, and this is really an intense match. And you're perfectly right, there are too many Broodlords and not enough Corruptors, but the Broodlords are targeting down one of the orbital commands already, a nuke being placed down by Morrow. Leenock, does he see the nuke? I'm not sure that Leenock is aware that there's a nuke.
Oh my god! You might actually get this! Oh! Yes! Oh my god! He takes out so many Broodlords there! That just cut his supply by... oh my god! That was 50 supply worth of Broodlords right there. Absolutely unbelievable nuke.
And at the right, we have another attack, another nuke! Double nuke! Ooh, at the hive! Double nuke at the hive, and Morrow is getting 3 additional nukes now, dropping at the left side of the map as well. The guy's everywhere. But the top gets cleaned before he can actually deal any damage. But still, we have this one ghost in the main base of Leenock. He should be careful. He should try to take down the ghost really soon.
Yeah, definitely. He probably will cloak that. That is... oh, this one Marine, Hero Marine, might take out this hive.
That would be pretty cool.
Dude, that would be absolutely hilarious, but I don't think that's going to happen. Nope, Corruptors aren't going to do anything. They can contaminate. Is it contaminate? Corruption. Excuse me. Contaminate is the Overseers. But, you know, overall... actually, did I just hear... right here. There it is. The Nidus Worm is going to be dropped all the way in the bottom right-hand position over here. So not a big deal, but... you know, this... oh, nuke going off. Where is it, Khaldor?
I actually don't know. I think it's at the right.
Mid-left.
Yeah, got it. Oh, and the Corruptors! The Corruptors running right into the nuke. No,
uh-oh, he has to be careful. But in the meantime, the hive is under attack. Double nuke, as you said. And this hive is going down. No way you can stop this.
Boom, boom, bang. Here we go.
Goes the dynamite.
That's one way how he can get rid of a hive.
Yeah,
and another drop at the top left. Morrow, he is everywhere. He is just everywhere. Look at his minerals. 9,000 and 3,000 gas. This is insane. This is simply insane.
Yeah, he can start trading his SEVs for sure. Just rely on just complete orbital command centers. Top left-hand counter does get cleaned up by some Banelings, but you know, Morrow is still doing the damage that he needs to do. The hatchery is actually under a lot. And here's another nuke right near the Greater Spire. Ooh, if he takes out the Greater Spire, that'll be so advantageous. Can he actually do it? 2 Spore Crawlers are being merged over there, but obviously not going to be in time.
And another one at the left side of the map. Morrow is nuking everywhere. We have the expansions under constant nuclear pressure, and Leenock has had enough. He's going into the main base. He's starting to attack the Broodlords. The Broodlords, 16 of them are now just trying to attack. All the Vikings are able to deal a little bit of damage, but look at those corruptor numbers. He has 21 corruptors and only 7 Vikings are left.
Yeah, and that is absolutely unbelievable. The Ghosts were going to town on all those Broodlords, but they're actually going to get cleaned up. Just the sheer pressure from all those Broodlords is just too much. The Ghost actually has to die. A nuke actually goes down right in the front. That's going to buy him a lot of time. He's actually going to cancel it. So really nice way of just diverting his opponent from doing any more, going in any farther. Again, there's
another nuke at the left side of the map. Is he able to kill that Ghost? One Ghost there, the other one, the one with the nuke. Nope, not being attacked. This nuke is hitting home, and the hatch dies.
Yeah, great play coming out from Morrow. Another drop in the top left-hand corner. Again, Ghost! And he can nuke this top left-hand corner. And keep in mind, there's another Ghost in the mid-right that's right next to that Greater Spire. He can easily snipe that Greater Spire. In the meantime, those Broodlords are trying to keep aggressing up. But where are the Corruptors? The Corruptors need to join up so the Vikings don't do immense damage against them. But man, oh man, this is amazing play from Morrow. Another nuke. I have no clue. Oh.
This is just insane. He's nuking the shit out of Leenock now. 176 supply against 155, and he still has 8,000 minerals.
How frustrating is this? The natural is getting cleaned up as well. The Greater Spire is being targeted. It's going to go down. Only 293 life left. Of course, the nuke does 500. Finally, the top left-hand corner expansion is going to get taken out. The Planetary Fortress there isn't going to be enough, of course. Can't shoot up. And there goes down that Greater Spire.
Gone. And the spawning pool as well. He's rebuilding his spawning pool now too, and is upgrading another layer. Well, the Planetary Fortress of Morrow at the top left just died. And there are just units everywhere. Morrow with all his ghosts, with his drops. And his drop is flying straight through all those Broodlords. He just doesn't care because he's like, yeah, well, I can't be bothered. The Vikings are going to hunt down the Corruptors, but look at those Corruptor numbers. There are a lot of them. Leenock is actually killing a lot of these Vikings. It's 14 Corruptors against 13 Vikings, and the Vikings get the short end of that straw. Look at, yep, all of them are dying, but another drop at the top left.
Especially with that corruption ability, he's going to focus down the Hatcher. The Hatcher is going to go down. There's no way that Leenock can actually stop this. And wow, dude, look at Leenock's money. It's only at 700 minerals. This is not good for Leenock, obviously. I mean, Leenock is mining out. He doesn't really have any way of remaxing in Broodlords. He doesn't have a Greater Spire. He doesn't even have
the problem for Leenock is that Morrow is just simply, he's everywhere, and Leenock can't deal with it. He has to run from the left side of the map to the right side, and it's such a huge map, he just can't defend. It's so hard for him to pressure his opponent because Morrow is just turtling up on his 4 bases, on his, let me count that, 5 bases, and there's just nothing that he can do right now. He's defending the whole time, and well, Morrow has control of this game. Even though both are at 200 supply, Morrow is now dominating Leenock.
I do want to say, and this is huge, look at the units lost tab. 28,762 to 28,731. They were literally 31 minerals away from each other in terms of units lost. That is mind-boggling. 33 minutes into the game, how they can be so close in units lost. We'll see if it actually proves to be anything, as Leenock again pushing forward, and this army looks so terrifying.
Yeah, definitely. Leenock has to deal some damage to Morrow right now because Morrow, he keeps nuking on a constant level and he has the resources to back it up. So now Morrow needs to be able to defend against those pushes of Leenock, but Leenock retreating once again. He just doesn't want to fight right there. Nice EMP, hits the Queens. No more transfuse for the Overlords, and all those ghosts. 3 nukes available once again. The Hive Tech finally for Leenock. A little bit late at the 34-minute mark.
Oh God, where is this nuke coming down now? There's just...
At the top right. well, middle right. Double nuke. The Baneling Nest will die, and the hatch.
There goes. Caught it right in time. But yeah, I mean, this constant aggression, and you know, I've talked about this before, it's not only aggression, it's aggression with very minimal supply. Utilizing these ghosts and of course the nukes, you're not really committing that much supply to that, so your defenses are completely standard.
Gretorp, look into the middle of the map, look at to the middle right, one ghost, there's the scan, all the Brood Lords, the one nuke. Is he able to kill those Brood Lords? I don't think
no!
Shoot it!
Holy crap!
I can't believe that just happened.
I am... Holy... I gotta say it, holy guacamole, ladies and gentlemen.
This is insane! Leenock was getting nuked everywhere, and at some point he basically didn't care anymore because he thought, yeah, well, he's only nuking the buildings, but then suddenly his main army gets nuked and he doesn't realize it.
Oh,
and how many Broodals did he lose?
Oh, and there's the fungal growth. Can he kill this ghost? Yeah, he will. Oh! Can he kill the ghost in time? He's not actually fungaling! The nuke's gonna go off! Go!
32 kills for this one ghost!
Oh my god. This is absolutely insane. Ravens are actually included in this army composition. Morrow showcasing the most amazing TVZ. I think you're gonna have to stop. It's not I am MVP versus Leenock. That's the best matchup. It's Leenock versus Morrow, man. This is absolutely crazy.
Morrow is right now just thinking, okay, how can I be really, really annoying? And he starts with the nukes, he starts with turtling, and then he goes like, well, that's basically not enough. I want to be more annoying. Yeah, okay, let's get like 10, 12 Ravens.
And dude, that does it, man. Those Ravens, they can do endless Hunter-Seeker missiles. Right now, we haven't actually seen Morrow progress onwards. Like, he hasn't tried to take any more bases. He's just denying his opponents, and that's very clutch. I mean, if he can consistently deny his opponent more and more expansions, he will be in a great a great position, obviously, to take this game. Seeing that units lost tab is heavily in favor now. Well, I shouldn't say heavily. 5,500 in favor for resources for...
Look at the production tab.
For Khaldor.
13 Brood Lords and 7 Corruptors being built at the same time.
Jesus.
That guy has money, and he still has 3,000 minerals and 1,000 gas.
Oh, auto turret's going down. The Vikings are going to pop down as well. He's actually going to... Oh, this is awesome!
Wow. Beautiful
fungal growth.
Beautiful fungal, and hitting another one, but he has to be careful with those infestors. He has to be really, really careful because of all those auto turrets, but he's still killing a lot of the Ravens.
Yeah, big fungal growth go down. He's able to actually pick all of them off. Now, ooh, the Vikings are actually going to go directly into the Corruptors. The Corruptors, again, as we talked about, with their corruption ability, they can take these down so fast. He's kiting back and forth these Vikings. But again, I don't think it's going to be enough. Nice microing back and forth by the Vikings, but he's also, or Leenock is also taking out all of the weakened ones, or he did take out a couple of the weakened Corruptors. But all in all, the Vikings do go down. Still.
And one trouble now. We have no gas for either one of these two players.
And you know what that means? Marines. And I think Marines are pretty good, man.
I heard they're pretty good, yeah. And oh, 10,000 minerals for Morrow just a second ago. Haven't seen that in a while.
10,000 minerals in a highly, highly competitive match. You know, this is getting down to the wire. As soon as these Broodlords get cleaned up, all he has to deal with after that, Morrow has to deal with after that, is mass Zerglings. And I think he can manage that with mass Marines. It's just getting to the point when you can exchange. How is he going to do that? Obviously, I don't think Leenock actually wants to press in. I think that it's really scary for him to do that until he actually situates his bases. That's why he's trying to take these in-between expansions and the top left, bottom right. If he can secure those, then he can start engaging and can start trading. But until that happens, he has to just relax.
the same time, we have, by the way, right at the bottom right, we have all the Broodlords trying to take down the command center, which already happened. And at the top left, Morrow is just now taking possession of the island again and trying to get those two Vespine geysers.
Yep, double nuke on that one hatchery, and he's just going to clean up with the Ghost. They're able to snipe things down. But Leenock, is he actually going to go in for this attack? There are, wow, a lot of Ravens over here. That is a lot of Hunter Seeker missiles. Let's go ahead and see him. Oh my god! Oh my god!
He's clearing
That
everything.
was not a trade, Khaldor. That was a massacre.
Yeah, that was just obliterating the whole army of Leenock within seconds. Those Broodlords were clustered quite nicely. Those Hunter Seeker missiles, on the other hand, did quite a number on the air units of Leenock, and he is down to 120 supply now.
And Leenock, that was like all of his gas. Obviously couldn't afford that 100 Seeker missile. He's just trailing this one infestor. Can he actually get it? No. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen before in my life.
This game is just insane. This has gotten to a point where it's actually silly. I mean,
yeah,
how many nukes did we have?
It's getting so crazy. It's already in the epic proportions of games, I think. Right now, I mean, Leenock, he's just going to make a couple of Broodlords over here. It's 7, but he has no way at actually dealing damage to this mass Ghost army. It's just sitting back. He has a lot of Ravens. Those are going to build up in energy, and Thors. And right now, all Morrow has to do is keep harassing these in-between expansions and supermine from the island expansions.
And he has so much money. Still, the resources for Morrow, he's up at 8,000. And now he's once again attacking. The Queens at the bottom are trying to snipe the Ravens. There are the Infestors. Is there going to be a fungal? No! He just misses the Ravens with a fungal.
Yep, another Hunter Seeker missile tried to be executed on. Ooh, he might actually get it. Hunter Seeker missile going off on that one Infestor. It's going to go down. Maybe not. Nope. Maybe not. We're going to follow it.
So retarded.
Going to follow it. It looks like... Apparently it's like parasailing, man. That's what it looks like. And the Hunter Seeker missile is just attached. But nevertheless, I mean, this game is heavily in favor of Morrow at this point. I mean, he has still 10,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, still mining from those island expansions. He's looking really, really good. He has a ton of mules that he can utilize if he so chooses to. But no, he's just going to go... Oh, Cloak going to burst down all of these Broodlords. They're actually going to be sniped down immediately. Perfect play.
How long is Leenock going to take this? Because that guy he is just getting beaten up. Is just getting beaten up right now.
Yeah, and here we go. Auto turrets. WW comes down.
There is.
Morrow! What a sick player.
Whoa, what a game! That was really something.
I don't even know where to start in that. Apparently, Morrow going into macro mode is the way you beat Leenock. I mean, at that end game stage, it just looked like Morrow knew exactly what he was doing, and Leenock was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Everything's going down at once. I have a nuke coming here. I have a little 8 Marine drop over here. I have Hunter Seeker missiles over here. I have the main army over here. It's like, what do I do? Freaking crazy
game. And that one nuke in the middle of the game, we had 2 nukes that hit the army, but that one nuke that was one of the game winners. I mean, he lost like 60 Broodlord supply with his single nuke. It was just amazing, and I can't blame Leenock. I mean, he was being nuked left, right, bottom, top, and center, and at some point he just didn't care anymore. Nuclear launch detected. Yeah, I know, there are about 1,000 of them, so he didn't really check his army, and that was basically his downfall at that point.
Hey, it's the best trade for 100 minerals and 100 gas, that's for sure. But that's going to do it for, what is that, game number 5 between Leenock and Morrow.
Yeah.
An amazing series, but still Leenock is ahead 3-2. So we're going to go into game number 6 and check it out. Again, it is match point. We'll be back after this break. Stay tuned, everybody. Leenock versus Morrow coming up.